Good day, sir. So our discussion today is all about the observe workplace hygiene procedures. We are the group 7. I am Angel C. Fabillar, the first reporter for this lesson. So our learning objectives is at the end of this chapter, the student will be able to follow hygiene procedures, identify and prevent hygiene risks, define and differentiate the key concept of sanitation, personal hygiene, and cleanliness in a professional context. So, hygiene. Hygiene is the science of health, its preservation, and prevention of diseases. So, ito yung ginagawa nating kapag naglalaboratory tayo or gumagawa tayo ng nag-prepare tayo ng food in our industry, which is food industry. So, mahalaga ang hygiene kasi kailangan muna nating linisan or maglinis ng mga equipment na gagamitin natin for our preparation. So, personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is health practices and habit which enable one to stay physically healthy. This means keeping oneself clean to avoid transfer of harmful bacteria to the food. So, ito naman yung personal hygiene naman, ito naman yung procedure na ginagawa nating routine sa ating katawan everyday kapag papasok tayo, kapag before tayo kakain, yung mga bagay na dapat ginagawa natin sa sarili natin, which is our personal hygiene or yung routine na natin everyday. So, mamaya magtatakal naman natin yung broad discussion about this personal hygiene. So, next is the sanitation. Sanitation, it means keeping the food, equipment, utensils, and work area clean. So, ito naman yung kumbaga magkapatid yung hygiene and the sanitation para maging safe or maging malinis ang surrounding ng ating area. Lalo na sa laboratory, 'di ba kapag nagla-laboratory tayo nung first year na kapag nagluluto tayo, nagsa-sanitize or hygiene procedure muna tayo bago tayo humawak at mag-prepare ng mga foods para sa ating guests and our visitors. So, ang ginagawa ng sanitation, ito yung paglilinis ng mga equipment like gagamiting pan sa pagluluto and the sandok. Yun. So, kailangan natin yung isanitize bago natin gamitin para maiwasan ang magkaroon ng bacteria sa pagkain na ihahain natin sa ating guests. Especially na nasa hotel industry tayo. If you want man pumasok sa restaurant, yan, mapapractice din natin yan or kailangan natin i-maintain yung pagsasanitize or mga hygiene procedures na ginagawa sa isang kitchen area. So, next is the hygiene procedures may include safe and hygienic handling of equipment, food, and beverage. So, mamaya matatakal natin yung iba dyan, which is the regular hand washing, personal hygiene, appropriate hand and clean clothing, correct food storage, avoidance of cross-contamination, cleaning and sanitizing procedures, and handling services equipment. So, mamaya, maiisa-isa naman natin yan or matatakal naman ng aming grupo kung ano nga ba ang mga hygiene procedures na yan. So, next is maintain personal hygiene standards is essential for a healthy workplace. So, proper practice such as hand washing, appropriate attire, and a sick leave policies contribute significantly to minimizing infection and create a responsible work environment. So, sabi dyan, kailangan nating i-maintain yung personal hygiene standards natin, especially kung nasa working environment na tayo. Kasama na dyan yung proper practice such as hand washing. So, elementary pa naman, di ba, natuturuan na tayo ng maayos kung paano nga ba maglinis ng katawan, or I mean, maglinis ng kamay, yung proper na paglinis. Next is the appropriate attire. So, kapag, di ba, sa school, napapractice naman natin yung appropriate attire, which is yung pananamit natin, which is kailangan malinis, and yung cloth natin is planchado, ganun. And sick leave policy contributes significant minimizing infection. Di ba sa working company natin, meron naman talagang sick leave. Kapag halimbawa may sakit ka, magpapasa ka lang ng sick leave letter mo para ma-approve or para ma-aware yung manager or yung hotel na tinatrabahuan mo na meron kang sakit. Kasi kapag halimbawa pumasok ka na may sakit ka and pinilit mo yung katawan mo na magtrabaho, possible na pwede mong mahawaan or mahawaan yung mga coworkers mo ng sakit na meron ka. Kasi nga, pumasok ka pa kahit na feeling mo hindi mo kaya. So, yun. Kaya mahalaga yung sinasabing sick leave policy or yung sick leave procedure or protocol. So, next is the regular hand washing. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na step-by-step procedure ng tamang paglilinis or paghugas ng kamay. So, these are the steps effective for hand washing. First, turn on warm water to a comfortable temperature. Second, wet hand and apply liquid soap. Third, rub hands together vigorously for no less than 15 seconds, covering all areas of the hands and wrist. Fourth is the rinse hands under warm water until soap and dirt are rinsed away. So, leave the water running while you dry your hands. Dry your hands with a disposable paper towel or clean or single-use cloth of towel. So, as you can see provided in the picture, kailangan nating linisin ng maayos yung kamay natin bago tayo humawak ng mga bagay or yung especially ng pagkain. So, next is hygiene practices. First is the personal hygiene. Ito na nga yung sinasabi ko kanina na ginagawa nating routine everyday before tayo pumasok sa school, sa works, or anything na pupuntahan natin. And everyday na pagising natin, ginagawa na natin to. Or kailangan natin tong ma-maintain or mag-consistent na gawin for us to be healthy in our body, not in just in our physical look, but in our body. So first, in personal hygiene, frequently wash off the body hair, hands, and the face. So kanina nga natakal ko yung paglinis ng kamay. So ito daw kasama siya sa personal hygiene procedure ng ating katawan. Yung paglilinis natin ito na yung kabuang ginagawa natin, which is yung pagligo araw-araw. Yung nililinis natin yung hair, yung hands, yung face, kasama niya dyan sa pagligo. So, kailangan nating gawin siya kasi para naman siya sa ating health or sa sarili natin. Hindi naman to para lang sa work natin, para din to sa sarili natin. And makakabuti din to para sa atin. Next is oral hygiene daily brushing and flossing. So next is oral hygiene, daily brushing and flossing teeth and in avoidance of bad breath. So, ito yung paglinis or proper or daily daily na ginagawa natin bago kumain or after kumain, nagtututbrush tayo para mas para mas ma-boost natin yung confidence natin kapag humarap tayo sa guest natin, especially kapag nasa front desk ka na nagtatrabaho. Kapag maganda yung seat mo or malinis, confident ka na makipag-usap ng harapan sa customer or sa guest natin. Next is cleaning of clothes and living area. Kapag, 'di ba, mahalaga na malinis yung pananamit natin, lalo na kung magtatrabaho na tayo. Yan. Kailangan nating panatilihing malinis at walang stain yung damit natin kapag papasok tayo. So, bakit nga ba na connected siya sa living area? Ang cleaning of clothes and living area, sinasabi. So, kapag, di ba, kapag madumi yung surroundings natin or yung living area natin sa bahay, tapos galing tayo sa routine natin yung pagligo, nakabihis na tayo and all, tapos malinis yung surroundings mo, may mga dust sa gilid, yung mga alikabok na hindi natin namamalayan na meron na, yun, pwedeng kumapit siya sa katawan natin na hindi natin namamalayan. So, mahalaga din na maglinis tayo ng surrounding area natin, na lalo na sa bahay. So, next is not biting nails. Not biting nails. Bakit nga ba mahalaga to? Or bakit natin kailangan iwasan yung not biting nails? Kasi nga, ang tendency kapag meron din kasing ibang tao na may mannerism na ginagawa yung pagbite ng nails, lalo na kapag kinakabahan yung isang tao. So, kailangan nating maiwasan or ma-practice na pigilan yung sarili natin na mag-bite ng mga nails kasi hindi man natin alam yung mga kuko natin, meron siyang mga dumi kapag kung saan man tayo humahawak. Hindi lang natin nakikita yung mga dumi na nakasuksok sa gilid natin, tapos hindi tayo naghugas din and diretsyo tayo sa paghawak ng mga item or food na i-serve natin. So, pwede yung malagyan ng or pwedeng makahalo siya sa food na i-serve natin sa guest. Next is not linking fingers after picking up sheets of paper. So, bakit nga ba? Bakit nga ba kailangan siyang i-normalize na hindi natin gawing sa kamay natin kapag after nating humawak ng mga papel? Kasi yung papel, 'di ba? Iba't ibang tao na yung humahawak nun. So, ang tendency, meron na siyang mga bacterias na pwedeng kumapit sa kamay natin, tapos linking, tapos gagawin lang natin yung pag-link ng fingers natin. So, pwedeng malipat sa atin yung bacteria na galing sa papel. Next is wear clean underwear and clothing daily. So, ginagawa naman natin yon, yung pagsuot everyday ng malinis na damit, ng underwear or any cloth na susuotin natin. Yan. So, next is suppressions of habits such as no speaking, touching the face, etc. So, ito yung pag-iwas natin paghawak sa nose, sa face natin. Kasi, sabi ko nga kanina, yung kamay natin, marami siyang hinahawakan. So, possibly na yung mga hinahawakan natin is may nakakapit dyan na dust or dumi na pwede nating matransfer sa kamay natin, tapos ilalagay natin or maghahawak tayo sa mga part ng face natin. So, technically, yung bacteria, pwedeng mapunta sa mukha natin na hindi natin namamalayan. So, last is not touching animals before eating or washing hands thoroughly between touching and eating. So, sabi daw, bawal tayong humawak ng animals or pet natin sa bahay bago tayo kumain. Kasi, pwedeng yung balahibo ng aso or pusa natin, kapag humawak tayo, is pwedeng kumapit siya sa balat natin or sa kamay natin, tapos hindi tayo maghuhugas, di ba? So, pwede nating makain yon. So, if ever man humawak ka ng pet mo bago ka kumain, i-make sure na lang siguro na maghugas ka ng kamay bago ka kumain. So, next is the food safety. Maintain good food and cooking hygiene to prevent food poisoning. So, mahalaga na mapanatili natin yung food na maayos at safe para ma-prevent nating magkaroon ng food poisoning sa pagkain na ihahain natin sa guest natin. So, next is thorough cooking of meat. So, ito naman, kailangan nating lutuin ng maayos yung meat na isa-serve natin sa guest para hindi sila sakitan ng tiyan kapag kinain nila yung food na i-serve natin. Next is washing of hands after touching ang uncooked food when preparing meals. So, mahalaga na maghugas tayo ng kamay kapag humawak tayo ng uncooked food. For example, humawak tayo ng fish, raw fish, tapos mag-prepare agad tayo ng food para sa ibang guest. So, hindi pwede yon. Kasi nga, pwedeng yung langsa ng isda, mailipat natin sa plate na i-serve natin sa guest. So, mahalaga na maghugas muna tayo bago mag-prepared ng meals or food for our guests. Next is labeling food to indicate when it was produced or to indicate its best before date. So, ibig sabihin nito, kailangan nating i-label lahat ng mga ingredients for us to be able to identify if the ingredients na gagamitin natin is okay pa ba siya or due date na ba siya ng expiration date or pwede pa ba siyang gamitin, ganon. So, mahalaga na may mga label yung every ingredients na gagamitin natin for our preparation for food. So, next is disposal of uneaten food and packaging. Ito naman yung pagtapon natin ng mga pagkain na hindi na dapat or hindi na pwedeng kainin, and yung mga packaging na hindi naman na kailangan. So, kailangan na natin siyang itapon para ma-lessen yung basura sa area na pinag-preparean mo or gagamitin mong area. Not using the same utensils to prepare different foods. Kasi, bakit nga ba? Kasi nga, di ba, sabi ko kanina, mahalaga na maiwasan natin yung cross-contamination. Kasi kapag ginamit natin yung utensils or spoon na pinang-prepare natin or ginamit natin sa ibang dish, tapos gagamitin pa natin siya sa other dish, so pwedeng magkaroon ng cross-contamination kasi ginamit mo na siya dun sa isang dish. So, pwede siyang mag-mix sa food na gagamitan mo pa ng spoon mo. So, pwede siyang mag-transfer ng bacteria or other small use of bacteria na hindi nakikita ng naked eye natin. So, next is proper storage of food. Ang proper storage of food naman, ito yung kapag yung halimbawa yung meat, 'di ba, yung meat kailangan na sa frozen or nasa freezer siya dapat nakalagay. So, dapat dun siya ilalagay. Hindi yung ilalagay lang natin siya sa container or sa other area na pwedeng makasira or pwedeng mag-cause ng pwedeng masira yung meat na gagamitin pa natin the other day. So, dapat nasa freezer siya or nasa frozen area siya nakalagay. Next is medicine. Medicine is meron din ditong sinusunod meron din ditong sinusunod na mga procedure. First is use of bandaging and dressing of injuries. So, second year siguro yun na tinuruan kami mag-bandaging and dressing for injured people. So, yun. Kailangan well-bandaged talaga siya and well-dressed na yung wound na nililinisan natin para ma-avoid yung infections and bacteria na pwedeng kumapit dun sa sugat mo sa katawan. So, next is use of protective clothing, such as mask, gown, caps, eyewear, and gloves when preparing food. So, sabi na dito, kailangan natin, ito yung ginagamit natin sa laboratory, yung PPE, yung personal protective equipment. Di ba nagsusuot tayo ng apron, yung hairnet, para mas malinis yung pag-prepare natin ng food sa guest. Para maiwasan din yung bacteria na pwedeng mag-contaminate sa food na ihahain natin. So, next is sterilization of some utensils and kitchenwares. So, kailangan nating sterilize yung mga utensils, equipment na gagamitin natin bago tayo magluto. So, mahalaga yun kasi para bago tayo magluto, is sterilize na siya or lasan na siya sa bacteria. So, next is safe disposal of waste. So, dito sa safe disposal of waste, kailangan nating maitapon ng maayos or mailagay ng maayos yung basura natin, which is yung, di ba meron tayong sinesegregate yung nabubulok, di nabubulok, yung biodegradable, non-biodegradable, recycling, plastic, ganun. So, dapat properly ginagawa natin siya. Kung saan ba dapat yung basura na yon nakalagay, kung sa biodegradable ba or sa non-biodegradable ba, para mas mapabilis or mas maiwasan yung paghahalo-halo ng mga basura. So, sa hair, meron ding sinusunod na procedure, which is first is clean, neat, comb, no dandruff. So, di ba kanina yung personal hygiene procedure natin, tinakay yung paglilinis ng katawan, ng buhok, or yung paglilinis sa muka. So, sa hair, kailangan neat siya. So, kailangan siyang wala talagang nakalabas na mga buhok-buhok or mga baby hair na nakaano sa buhok natin, para malinis tayong tignan or mas presentable tayong tignan sa guest natin. Yung no dandruffs, kailangan natin lang i-maintain yung hair natin na malinis or para palagi nating nilalagyan ng mga pampalis ng dandruff, para hindi tayo yung kamot ng kamot, and para matanggal din yung pangangati ng ng buhok natin or ng anit natin. So, next is ladies' hair should be clipped on both sides of braided if it's long. Kapag, di ba, required naman to as HM student na mag-band tayo ng buhok kapag, lalo na kapag napakahaba ng ating buhok. So, kailangan natin may mga clip dyan kapag may bangs tayo, so need nating i-clip yan para neat pa din tingnan yung face natin. And next is, length of man's hair should not go beyond collar, and sides hair must not cover the ears. So, sa lalaki naman, kailangan na hindi siya sobrang haba. Yung nakikita pa din yung ear nila para presentable pa din tignan. And dapat yung buhok nila is well organized, or dapat nasa ayos siya and neat din silang tignan. Like sa girls na ayos talaga siyang ayos na ayos. Hindi lang okay, dapat okay tignan para presentable tayong tignan sa guest natin. So, next is, bangs should be avoided. So, sabi ko kanina, kapag may bangs tayo, i-clip na lang natin para maayos pa din siyang tignan, kasi hindi required sa ating industry na meron tayong bangs, kasi nakaban dapat tayo. So, dapat walang nakalugay na mga buhok sa face natin para magandang tignan. Next is uniforms. Must be comfortable fit, no sagging hemline. So, sa uniforms, kailangan comfortable tayo kapag sinuot natin, hindi yung fit na hindi na tayo nakakahinga. Dapat yung tama lang and comfortable na suotin. And dapat malinis. So, properly buttoned sleeves should never be folded or rolled. So, kapag sabi daw yung button natin kailangan nakasara or properly nakaayos siya. And yung sleeves dapat hindi siya naka-fold or naka-roll para presentable pa din siyang tingnan. Next is sa face. Men free of beard, mustache, and beard. So, sa face, men free of beard and mustache. Sa ladies naman, must have light and appropriate makeup that should be retouched from time to time. So, mahalaga to sa girls and mahirap din to hassle sa part naming mga babae. Kasi, from time to time, kailangan na mag-retouch kasi may mga makeup na pwedeng mahulas. So, talagang dapat appropriate yung makeup na may papakita natin sa guest natin. So, from time to time, kailangan natin siyang i-retouch. So, free from pimples and blemishes. So, hindi naman siguro yun maiiwasan kasi lahat naman tayo nagkakaroon ng mga pimples. So, dapat siguro ang kailangan na lang gawin is properly yung mga nilalagay sa mukha. Siguro dapat maghilamos na lang tayo every day. Gilamos tayo para mas maalis yung mga dirt or dust na nakadikit sa face natin, and para maiwasan yung pagkakaroon ng pimples. So next is the mouth. Free from bad breath. Mouthwash to be used to ensure the fresh breath. No tooth decay. So mahalaga sa ating industry na palaging malinis tignan ang ating teeth or walang sira para mas confident tayong makipag-usap sa ating guests, lalo na if ang work or ang trabaho natin is assigned tayo sa front desk. Mahalaga na malinis tayong tingnan. Next is ear. Clean and free from visible dirt inside and out. Earrings are never appropriate for men. Ladies in uniform should never wear dangling earrings. So, sabi daw is, kailangan nating panatiling malinis ang ating mga tenga, mapaloob man o sa labas nito, para maganda or malinis pa rin tignan. And sa boys, hindi ina-allow na magsuot ng earrings, only for the girls. But sa girls, kailangan yung earrings lang na susuotin is pearl. Kasi yung pearl earring lang yung allowed or required sa ating industry. But next is the body. Free from body odor, deodorant to be used, and daily bath shower is a must. So, sabi ko na kanina, na-discuss ko naman na panatilihin natin yung kalinisan sa ating katawan. Yung daily routine natin, siguro dapat araw-araw tayo maliligo para mas mabango tayo. If ever na may makatabi tayo na VIP, edi mas presentable tayong tingnan. Next is fingernails. Clean and free from dirt. Men nails should be short and properly trimmed. Ladies avoid very long fingernails and must always be clean and well manicured. So sa fingernails, kailangan nating panatiling malinis ang mga kuko. Sa lalaki, hindi ina-allowed na mahahaba yung kuko, lalo na sa girls, kasi if yung work mo is nasa kitchen area ka, bawal na bawal ang mahaba yung kuko, lalo na kung ikaw yung magluluto. Kasi may tendency na pwedeng malaglagan ng yung pagkain ay hahain mo for the guest. And kailangan properly trim yung nails natin. Next is shoes and socks. Should be clean and very polished, heels in good condition. Socks must be changed daily. So, ang heels kailangan nasa good in condition din siya kasi dapat lagi natin siyang i-check kung may sira ba kasi pwedeng ikapahamak natin kapag nasa working environment na tayo. And socks must be daily changed kasi alam naman natin na ang sa binti natin or sa paa natin is nabili siyang or mamasa. So, kailangan natin daily siya na pinapalitan. Next is sick leave policies. Policies allowing sick leave help maintain a healthy environment by preventing illness spread. So, sabi ko nga kanina, di ba, na-discuss ko naman na mahalagang magkaroon ng sick leave policy sa isang company or sa isang industry na pinagtatrabaho ng mga employees para ma-prevent or hindi makapaghawa ng sakit yung isang employee sa kanilang coworkers. Last is the PPE, which is the personal protective equipment to be used in a laboratory and especially in a kitchen area if you are working in a kitchen. So, ito para ma-prevent ang injury ng isang employees and para maging safe din ang food na isi-serve natin for the guest.
Mabuhay! My name is Gloria Mayo. The topic is sanitation procedure. Number 1, regular cleaning schedule. Establishing routine cleaning schedule is essential for maintaining workplace hygiene. For the example of regular cleaning schedule is cleaning floors, tables, and equipment at regular intervals. Number 2, proper waste disposal. Effective waste disposal procedures help eliminate potential health hazard in a workplace. So, for example of proper waste disposal is using color-coded bins for biodegradable, recyclable, and hazardous waste. Number 3, use of sanitation product. Providing employers with appropriate sanitization products is fundamental to hygiene. For the example of use of sanitation product is this prevents the spread of bacteria and maintains hygiene in food, handling, and preparation areas. For sanitation solution, number 1, scrape and or pre-rinse food from the dishes and utensils. Number 2, dishwasher sanitize in one of 2 ways: hot water rinse or chemical spray rinse. Number 3, air dry the dishes and utensils. Number 4, clean work surface, tables, and equipment as they are used. For number 1, scrape and or pre-rinse, remove leftover food before washing to make cleaning more effective. Number 2, dishwashing methods. Use either hot water rinse or a chemical spray rinse to sanitize utensils and dishes. For number 3, air dry. Let utensils and dishes air dry instead of wiping them. to avoid contamination from towels. And number 4, clean work surfaces. Regularly clean tables, counters, and equipment as you work to maintain hygiene throughout the day. For clean clothing, cleaning, and sanitizing. Appropriate and cleaning clothing. Number 1, we appropriate clothes or uniform as prescribed. Number 2, be sure your clothes are clean and well pressed, free from our wrinkles all the time. Number 3, wear proper working clothes and aprons when preparing foods. Correct food storage. Number 1, handle food carefully. Foods must be stored in proper place using appropriate containers. For the example, store food in clean, sealed, and labeled containers to protect it from dirt, pests, or bacteria. Example, keep cooked and raw foods in separate containers with lids. For number 2, avoid storage at incorrect temperature. Bacteria multiply quickly when food is kept unsafe temperature is kept at unsafe temperatures. Noun has the danger zone between 5. Always refrigerate or freeze foods according to their type. Number 3, place foods properly in chillers and freezers. For the place food properly in chillers and freezers, keep perishable items like meat, dairy, and vegetables in the chiller. Freeze items that need long-term storage like frozen meat or seafood. This helps maintain the right texture, taste, and safety of food. Number 4, food must never be left uncovered. For foods must never be left uncovered. Covering food prevents contamination from dust, insects, and airborne bacteria. It also avoids cross-contamination between raw and cooked items. Avoidance of cross-contamination. Cross-contamination is the transfer of pathogenic microbes from contaminated goods to other foods, either directly or indirectly. It is a major cause of food poisoning. For cross-contamination is one of the leading causes of food poisoning. It happens when harmful microbes, bacteria, viruses, or pathogens are transferred from one item to another, usually from raw food to cooked or ready-to-eat food.
My name is Martian Bello. My topic is about sanitation standard and handling service equipment. Number 1. Only clean and sanitized glasses, previous wire, and others equipment should be set up and use it for service. Kailangan na isa-serve nating serving items yung malilinis and sanitized para maiwasan ang bacteria para safe sa guest. Number 2, equipment should be exposed to contamination. Keep them in closet drawers or cabinets, not exposed to dust or dirt. Kailangan nakatago ang mga equipment sa drawers or cabinets pagkatapos linisan para maiwasan ang bacteria para sa guest. Number 3, food delivered for room service must be covered and avoid bacteria combination. Kailangan po kapag nag-serve tayo, halimbawa sa room service, dapat takpan ang food, lalo na pag room service para walang dust o bacteria na dumapo para safe kainin ng guest. Number 4. All service equipment be wiped dry with clean wiped cloth to protect them for other watermarks. They must be identified for color coding. Kailangan na punasan ng tuyong towel para walang watermarks and iwas bacteria. Color coding is para malaman kung para saan ito, like food contact, general cleaning para iwas sa cross-contamination. Number 5, serving equipment like bowls, glasses, and cutlery must be handled properly. Kailangan po dapat tama ang pagkahawak para maiwasan ang food contact and iwas basag para safe kapag sinerve sa guest. Number 6, bowls should be underlined with appropriate plate underliner and never to be served with finger touching the ref. Kailangan dapat daw po merong may plato sa ilalim para stable and para may sumalo ng tulo at para hindi dumikit sa bowl para stable and mas presentable para pag sinerve sa guest. Number 7. Avoid touching the food and utensils with brave hand using copper or scooping aid. Serving spoon and fork for dishing out food. Kailangan daw po bawal dumikit sa kamay ang food or utensils. Dapat gamitin ang coppers or tong or serving spoon para iwas bacteria. Number 8. When serving additional utensils or napkin, place them in small plate, avoiding direct contact with the hand. Kailangan daw po ilagay sa small plate para hindi dumikit sa kamay. Dapat naka-tissue para malinis gamitin ng guest. Number 9. The crumbs should be kept away from the plates to avoiding touching the sauce, meat, or dish. Kailangan ilayo ang crumbs sa plate or food para walang germs and presentable kapag sinerve sa guest. Number 10. When set up the flatwares and glasses, avoiding leaving finger marks on them by carrying them in trays or with closed napkin. Dapat dalhin sa tray or cloth para walang fingerprints and dapat malinis at presentable bago i-serve sa guest. Number 11. Never serve food and colors of falling on the floor. Halimbawa, kapag nahulog na sa floor, dapat palitan ka agad para kasi baka madumi na, may nakadikit ng bacteria or dust. Number 12. To avoiding contamination, food must be covered when it is not served. Dapat laging takpan, kailangan dapat laging takpan ang food para walang contaminants or alikabok para safe and quality sa guest. Number 13. Avoiding placing food on top of the counters. Baka hindi sanitize ang counters, pwede pong may bacteria. Dapat kailangan bago i-serve yung food, dapat malinis bago ilagay sa counter. Number 14. Never serve utensils or glasses then oily. Replace them with clean and uses hot water to remove glass greases. Kailangan palitan agad at linisin ng mainit na tubig para matanggal ang grasa or oil. Number 15. Air dry China wave wires after coming from the dishwasher. Kailangan daw po patuyuin muna para walang water spot bago itago sa cabinet. Number 16. Avoiding handling and bucket, hold potted glasses in the stem and highball glasses on the base. Kailangan daw po hawakan sa base para walang fingerprints sa rim at hindi madulas. Number 17. Follow the 3 S. Escape, stack, and segregate when nabushing. Script po, halimbawa, alisin ang tira-tira sa pagkain at iba pang kalat sa mesa gamit ang washer or naka-gloves ang kamay. Stacks, pagsamasamahin ang mga pagkaparehong servings item. Segregate, paghiwalayin ang serving item, halimbawa spoon, fork, or anything servings item para madaling hugasan at iwas damage. Number 18. Trays must be handled with a palm and not be fingers holding the plate. Mas stable pagpalad ang gamit at hindi daliri para maiwasan ang pagkahulog. Workplace cleanliness. Number 1. Regular cleaning schedules for all areas. Establishing a routine for cleaning all areas from workplace. Kailangan regular ang paglilinis ng buong lugar ng pinagtatrabahuhan para maiwasan ang dumi at magkasakit. Number 2. Proper storage of equipment and materials. Organizing and storing equipments and materials and in designing areas to present clutter and hazard. Halimbawa, itago ng maayos ang mga gamit para hindi makasagabal at para iwas aksidente. Number 3. Maintaining clean improvement. Constantly upholding cleanliness standard throughout the workplace. Halimbawa, dapat daw po araw-araw panatiling malinis ang lugar para maging presentable at healthy. Why is workplace hygiene important? Reduce the spread of illness and absenteeism. Halimbawa, sa paglilinis po, kapag malinis, hindi kakalat ang sakit and hindi magiging absent ang mga empleyado. Enhance employee morale and productivity. Kapag malinis daw po ang lugar, mas ganado magtrabaho ang mga empleyado. Ensures compliance and health and safety regulation. Kailangan sumusunod sa mga healthy and safety regulation. Protect the hospitality business reputation. Halimbawa, ang paglilinis ng lugar ay nagpapakita ng magandang imahe sa mga customer.